I believe this was a stele, purposed for early Byzantine funeral purposes.
You're correct. Specifically, this stele commemorates the death of Aurelia Artemis, said to be the sweetest beyond comparison above all. She was a very noble woman.
How interesting. She sounds lovely. I'm noticing the use of very high-class imported marble, and look at the complexity and elaborate nature of that dress.
She must have been a very wealthy and powerful woman.
Here we have a very dramatic composition. Such elongated and Gothic figure is known as the betrayal of Christ.
Exactly. Christ being kissed by Judas and thus being arrested by Roman soldiers. Look closer at some of the images within the larger picture.
Look on the left. One of Christ's followers is cutting off the ear of one of the high priest's servants, which is an act condemned by Christ as seen in his outstretched hand.
Wow, this picture really encapsulates its title. The plaque is just one of a series of scenes from the life of Christ. Ah, we've arrived at the torso of Diodoinus, a Greek sculpture that was originally constructed as a complete statue by Polykleitos.
I've heard about this. Polycletus' piece depicted a youthful nude male athlete with both arms raised to signify he was a victor of whatever competition. Maybe the Olympics?
It's clear to me why this piece was so renowned. Such skillful representation of the musculature, especially in the chest and pectoral regions. The torso of an emperor in armor has such complexity, especially in its kyrios.
What's a kyrios?
The breastplate. Here it is decorated with the insignia of the imperial Julio-Claudian family.
Ah yes, that family reigned for many years. This must mean the torso is one of Emperor Augustus' successors.
I love the detailed design near the center of the core. Looks like two winged mythical creatures, perhaps.
Ah, to the ancient Egyptians, Isis here is far from what it is today. Here she is a goddess and the Egyptian model of a wife and a mother, as well as a magician.
You got that right, Joe. She was married to the god Osiris. Actually, she was the mythical first queen of Egypt. Queens of Egypt have always been linked with Isis in terms of their visual representation and behavior.
Very naturalistic musculature. Also, the child looks much older than a baby in its face.
Here we're going to get a nice little side view of the sculpture. I wonder if this naturalistic musculature is representative of a higher power. Also, the headdress on the woman must signify nobility of some sort.
Wow, the divine couple. I can't remember who these figures are.
I'll help you out, big guy. The larger figure depicted is Baal, the god of life and fertility, bringer of autumnal rains and suppressor of destructive floodwaters.
Ah, yes. And also shown as his sister. Her name was Anat, I believe, and she was the fertility goddess.
Looks like these figures are made out of some sort of metal.
They're very scary looking, but I appreciate the elaborate nature of the headdresses.